The 2013 United Way campaign is upon us, and I'm very pleased today to have with me Dave McKenna, one of our World of Champion Enterprise Account Managers, who has an incredible story to share with us. As you know, United Way touches the lives of so many in our families, our communities, and Steve is gracious enough to share his story with us. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Kate. It's good to be with you and appreciate the opportunity to come in and tell our story of how we've been impacted by the United Way. Our story begins in May of 1997. Our then 2-year-old son, Patrick, went to sleep that night as a happy, speaking, engaged 2-year-old. And when he woke up the next day, he was gone, in the sense that his personality, his words, all disappeared overnight. Autism was a word we had never heard before. When he woke up the next day, he was an inconsolable, a child who was lost in many ways, who flapped his hands and made strange noises. So my wife and I began the roles of caregivers at that point. Those who would meet Patrick would tend to see him as someone who can't speak, can't write, can't read, can't use a cell phone, can't drive a car, will never fall in love, get married, or have children. However, those of us who know him take a much different view. We see him as someone who has never lied, stolen anything from anyone, harmed another human being, is very good at playing Wii and Angry Birds on his iPad, and he is our hero.
Back at that time, there wasn't a lot of awareness, autism. Again, as you said, you hadn't heard the word. So not only did you have to become a caregiver, you and your wife and your family in total, you had to research, understand, and also find out what resources were available to you. So tell us a bit, if you would, how United Way helped to be that conduit.
Patrick was helped in a number of ways. He learned to speak with an iPad. He's what they call aphasic. He has no speech whatsoever verbally, but he's become very good at speaking with the iPad. That would not have happened were it not for the organizations who supported him, and those organizations were supported by UPSers through the United Way. You can fix economy. You can fix financial. I can't fix my son. I can only try and put the pieces back together again as best I can, and to do that, we need the help of the people from the United Way who choose to support agencies like Bethel Ridge.
So Steve, share with us, if you would, how did Bethel Ridge help Patrick?
Patrick can go to Bethel Ridge every day. He receives vocational assistance. He receives recreational outlets. He receives job training. He can use his iPad, be trained on how to speak more completely with his iPad.
How old are you?
I am 19 years old.
You're 19. There you go.
Patrick can't speak with words, but he can have a conversation with you with his iPad. So when he started off, I would hear things in the house like, "I want Doritos," from the iPad. Now he's into much more abstract kinds of things, you know, like, "I feel badly." And so they're teaching him how to express his emotions, which of course he has because he's a human being, through the iPad. So the work that that organization does in that regard is really astonishing. And they're a very small organization. They operate on a very low budget, but any help that they receive, especially from organizations like the United Way, goes to those kinds of things. Today, my son is getting ready to go to work right now.
That's fantastic.
Which we're very proud of. He's going to get paid. He's going to pay taxes. That wouldn't have happened 20 years ago. That might not have happened 10 years ago, you know? So it's a success story. I'm just looking forward to this year and the years to come to continue to watch Patrick advance and to watch him grow. Patrick's younger brother, Owen, is 14, and he just graduated from middle school. In his yearbook, under his picture, you know, every year they have like a theme for that.
Yes.
So they say, you know, where do you see yourself in 20 years? Under Owen's picture it says, and I quote, that I would have been part of the team that discovered a cure for autism.
Oh, that's amazing.
So he's an enthusiastic person. As you can tell, I'm enthusiastic, and I know that the people at UPS will be enthusiastic about the United Way this year. We'll support it as we always have done.
The challenge that all of us have is not really just to be moved by what we heard, but to act and to make a difference, to find the time to give and ensure that we do make a notable difference in the life of even one other individual, Patrick, or the many in need out there. And I'm so excited about the enhancements that have occurred over the years with United Way, and that you can literally go and direct your money via just 2 pieces of information, like we heard with Bethel Ridge in New Jersey. You can, again, direct your funds that way you're giving to the place that you select. So again, just an incredible, inspirational story, and one that is true success. And we wish you, your wife, as well as your 2 boys, all the success in the world. And thank you so much for sharing this story with us, Steve.
Thank you, Kate. It was great to be with you. Appreciate it.